everyone, and welcome to the Red Brick House. Today I would like to practice my stitch work and my embroidery work with some fun Halloween slow stitch. Now I found this glow in the dark. It's called DIY Glow, and it's yarn that glows in the dark. Like, I saw that and I was like, no way. It's by Lion's brand. It's a polyester yarn. It's not very thick. And so immediately when I saw this, I thought I would like to try stitching a spider web. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I have some felt. I'm going to use this. And other than that, you don't need a whole lot of other material. So if you would like to stitch along with me, I would love that. And so let's see what we can make with this. Okay, so I'll show you this up close so you can really see it. Like I said in the intro, it's called DIY Glow by Lion's brand. It says they have over 8,000 free patterns. I didn't know that, so that's interesting. But I have tested this. It does glow in the dark, and it glows without being charged. So like, I have gotten up in the night before after our lights have been turned off, and I can see it on my desk glowing. So it does glow well. We'll try that out in the end. Okay, and then here I have some black felt. Now this is just a polyester felt. I have a gray, and then I have this gray, which I really kind of like. I might use that one. And then I found this. It's like a metallic treated kind of felt. So that's interesting too. But I think I may save that for something different. But I'm really thinking that I might use this gray. Let's see, because I think it would show up well. I think it would show up better than the light gray. So let's look at it. Yeah, see, I think it'll show up great. Or do I want to do like a traditional black? Which I could do. So many choices. Decisions, right? I'm trying not to be too indecisive here, because sometimes I can think about things for a long time in deciding what I want to do. But I think I'm going to use this because this is giving me like cobweb vibes. And so, and I don't always do things in the traditional way. Sometimes I do. I like to do things in the traditional way. And then sometimes I like to do things like in a different way. So I think I'm going to be using this today. So I'm going to cut it a little smaller. I really don't have a plan for this. Like I said, this is kind of a slow stitch. It's more about, you know, it's more about the fun of doing it than it is about how it turns out in the end. So like I said, I don't necessarily have a plan for this. I think I'm just going to take this piece of felt and I'm going to mark it where it's halfway. So I think I'm just going to fold it in half here. There we go. Just so hopefully this shows up on this dark. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do the other side just so that I cut it straight. I mean, I guess I could use my rotary cutter, but I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, so I'm going to cut it with these scissors first. Try to keep it smooth and so it won't be jagged. I'll put that half aside for something else. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. I'm going to take the sticker off. And I'm going to fold it in half again. And so I'm just going to end up with a small, well, no, that's going to give me a rectangle. I want a square. Hold on. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to fold it in half again because I want a square. So 6, that's 6 inches here. So, and it's not straight. Maybe I should have cut this with my rotary cutter. Because that is not, that's a little bit off on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bit off. Okay. So I want it 6 across here then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be my square right there. And I'm going to mark it down there at that end. And I'm going to take my ruler this time. And I'm going to line up those blue dots. It shifted a little so it won't be perfect in line with my board, but I'm going to draw a line there. And then hopefully that will give me more of a straight square. So just cut along that line. Okay. And there we go. We have a nice little square here. And I think I want the edges to look kind of fun because I'm not going to be giving this any kind of edge or anything. So I'm just going to use my pinking shears here and I'm just going to snip off the very edge just to have kind of a fun edge on it. I thought about doing something like this and then you could like baste it to a t-shirt or something like that. I think that would be a fun activity you could do with kids. And they could basically make their own Halloween t-shirt. I think that'd be fun. I might do that with this. I thought about, I have a black shirt that has a hole in it from my cats have like clawed me when they were trying to get down. And I thought about like using this, making something like this and using it as a patch during the Halloween time. I think that would be funny. Okay, so I have prepped that and it's ready to go. Now I wanted to take a look at my spider web. Now I drew this with a pencil. And so this is kind of what I'm going for. Now, I don't know, when I draw spider webs, sometimes my lines, I like for them to be curved a little bit. And if you've been following my videos, then you know I am a beginner at embroidery work and I am not one to, you know, give tutorials on how to do things because I'm just learning myself. But I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get my stitches to go that way unless I do it in 2 stitches or more than 1 stitch, like a back stitch. That might work. That might be how I do these bigger ones. I'm not sure yet. I thought this might be kind of simple because I'm going to be doing just straight lines, but they won't actually be that straight. So this is going to be interesting. Because typically, most of the things I've done so far have been running stitch. So, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't pre-make things for my videos, so if this goes terribly, terribly wrong, then you just will never see this video, and I'll try something else. That's what I do. I don't stage things or pre-make things. I'm just playing around and just going to give this a try and see how it turns out. And hopefully that inspires people who are like me and maybe be kind of like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. And then you don't ever try to do it. So you can't do it if you don't ever try to do it, right? So I hope that if you're like me, because I was that way for so long, where I was afraid to do things because I was afraid I would do it wrong or I wouldn't be good enough at it or, you know, that kind of thinking. I grew up thinking that way. And so it stopped me from doing a lot of things. And so that's kind of a big reason why I created this channel, because I wanted people to see that, you know, just be brave, you know, just try it and see, because you never know. You never know what you can do if you don't try to do it. So I am going to do that today. I'm just going to try this out. Now I have several tapestry needles here because this yarn's not terribly big, but it's not going to go through one of those needles, you know, like an embroidery needle. And so I'm going to use one of these. This one's pretty sharp, and I think I can get the thread through, or the yarn through that one. We'll see. If not, then I'm going to use this one. It's just, that's one reason why I'm using felt, because I felt like it would work better than fabric. I thought about couching this glow-in-the-dark thread down, but then if I couched it down, then when it glows in the dark, you might be able to see that couching. So I was like, I don't know if I want that look. So let me see if I can get this threaded. I might not be able to. It might be too small. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Let's see. No, stay there. No, it's going to mess up. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with the bigger one then. This needle has a pretty sharp end as well. It's not as sharp as that one, but hopefully this one will work. These are the needles that I keep in my knit work when I'm working on my knitted projects or my crochet and I'm trying to weave in things. There we go. Okay. Now we're in business. Okay, so I don't want this thread to be very long. I think I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out, but I'm going to make my long lines as well. So, okay. And I think for this, I'm just going to tie it in just a regular knot. I'm not going to do my normal knotting like I would. I'm just going to tie it in a knot like that. Okay, and honestly, I wonder if my knot could be my center. Oh, I wonder if I could tie 2 knots. That might look weird. I was thinking if I could get my knot to look bigger, and then I wouldn't have to do a French knot, because that's what I was planning to do, was a French knot. But I don't know. Okay, one thing about this thread, it does separate quickly and easily. There we go. Okay, I'm going to see how it looks. And then, if it looks bad, okay, if it looks bad, then I'll just do a French knot to start my web off with. I'm going to guesstimate the center to be about right here. I'm not that concerned with it being that precise, because like I said, this is more about the fun of doing it rather than it looking perfect. So that might be a fun knot. Let me cut off the end. Let's see what it looks like. I think it's going to stick up. I think a French knot would look better. Let's see. I'll show you up close here so you can see. Because see, it kind of sticks up like that. I don't know if I like that. Okay, I'm going to try a French knot and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to bring you in closer. Whoops, wrong way. I always do it the wrong way. Okay, let's see. I got a lot of string to do with the French knot here. Okay. I'm going to wrap it around quite a few times because I want it to be pretty big. Okay. All right. right, here we go. Okay. Oh, see, that looks better. Okay. I like that better. I think a problem with me and French knots is that sometimes I pull too much and then it makes my knot look weird. Okay, so next I'm gonna start making these long lines like this, because that's how I did when I was drawing it, and that seemed to work out easier. So I'm gonna come in here next to my French knot and I'm just gonna make some lines. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Do I want to back stitch them, or do I want just a long straight line? Because I think if I do long straight lines, they might, well, I don't know. They might get tacked down as I do it. I could tack them down. So if I did just a long line, so let's just try this for instance. If I do that, then I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna do it. Like I said, I need to not like overthink this. I'm just gonna do it. It's just for fun after all. I keep telling myself that because I can be quite the perfectionist and, you know, worry about these things, and that's not what this project is about. Okay, I'm gonna come back over here next to it. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try really hard not to pull my fabric though. So I'm gonna have my thumb there so that I don't stretch this line too much. I don't know if this is a good idea. If you are, and you know, if you have been embroidering for a long time, let me know how you would do this. Because I'm always interested to know how other people would do things. Okay, about right there. Whoops, I'm getting stuck on my scissors. Okay, now then, don't stress. I'm starting to stress. One thing I do is I kind of pull my line up so I know where it's gonna go, and then I stitch into that. I don't know, it's just something I do, because then I know kind of how it's gonna look. Okay, so I'm gonna try that again. I'm going to, that way you can look and you can know where to put your next stitch, because you know, if you had it way over here, it might be too far. So that's what I'm doing here. So put this one about right here and go to the back. Could have drawn this on first and that would have helped too, but I just kind of like to freehand things because I like to just see them. I like to see them come together as I'm doing it, rather than it being like, I don't know, something like just something that I'm following, like a pattern that I'm following. I like for it to just be just free. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, probably have one about right there. And I think this area will look better once I start stitching around. Right now, it looks a little strange. And I also want these to not be so, I want them to be more random. So this one, I'm going to take it up a little higher to the edge. I thought about putting a little border on, and that's why I was not going all the way to the edge, but I don't like them all being the same. I want them to be different. I want these to be different lengths. Okay. So let's see, where do I want to go now? I want to go closer back up here to my knot. Yeah. Okay, I think it's looking okay. This is kind of fun. Well, it's a lot of fun, or I wouldn't be doing it. Okay, this one's going to come way up high since it's near the corner. So I'm going to put it about like right there. Okay, so now let's bring it back. So I'm just going to keep doing this. You might not want to just listen to me talk the whole time I'm doing this. Might be kind of boring, so I'm going to speed this part up. So I'll do one more. And then I might just speed this up until I get all the way around. Okay, so I finished all of my long lines here. I think it looks really cool. I think this would be a fun way to make snowflakes, maybe, in the future. But what I want to do first, I think, is because this around here looks a little bit wonky, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a line of stitching around here to make it look like this is my first go around, I think. I mean, or, okay, another thing I could do is that I could fill this in, because some of these stitch lines, they didn't come all the way up to my knot. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just stitch around here. I wonder how that would look, to fill that in and then start with my lines. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm just going to try it. I'm glad I thought about it for a minute. Let's see if I can do. There we go. Oh, I may have to back stitch that one. Okay. There we go. So that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm basically doing a back stitch but around in a circle. Kinda. To fill in this space here. And I'm not hating how that looks. I think that's going to look okay. I think once the whole thing's done, you're not really going to be focused on looking at one, you know, in particular spot, although it is the center. But if I don't like it, in the end, I can always cover it up with a spider, right? And the spider can sit in the middle. There we go. That looks a little bit better now. I think I'm going to do one more, kind of a big stitch right here, because I don't like those first stitches. So I'm just going to go cover them up a little bit like that. There we go. Okay. I'll bring it in closer so you can see. Yep, I like that better. Okay, so now I'm pretty much going to be doing the same thing, just out a little bit farther. So I'm just going to pick a spot to start with and see how that goes. I want them pretty close together here in the middle. Uh-oh. That might be too high up. There we go. That's better. So I hope everyone is enjoying their fall season. I hope that everybody is doing well. I'm doing well. I think I talked in one of my other videos, well, it might not have aired yet, but my husband and I have been on somewhat of a health journey. Although I talked about, like, people say health journey, but really it's kind of a for life journey, you know. But we have been counting our calories and eating healthier and exercising. And about a week ago, I was doing something around my bed and I whacked my toe on our bed frame and I broke my toe. So that's been challenging. I broke my little pinky toe. So it's been very challenging trying to do these walks and exercise and everything with this broken toe. I can't really wear my sneakers. So I have some trail running sandals that I've been wearing. And then they gave me a blister on my foot, on my other foot. So yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough. But we're doing it. We're doing it. So anyway, back to the stitching. I can see in these parts where I didn't go over these lines and I don't like that. So in the future, I'm not going to redo it, but let me bring it up close so you can see. And this is what I love about doing projects like this and just kind of learning as you go, because like I don't like, let me show you right here. I don't like that, like skipping over that. See how I did that? I don't like that. I like it better like this. So I'm going to continue doing my lines in that way and go from there. Like I said, I've never done this before, so you learn as you go. Whoops. And make sure you don't pull them too tight, because it doesn't look good if you pull them too tight. Okay. So there we go. There's my start. So I think I'll go around one more time and then I will probably either speed it up or come back when I am closer to being finished. But really that's all there is to this project. I knew it would be pretty simple once you start going. Sometimes I have a hard time getting going though. Here we go. I had a lot of fun when I did my stitching for the fall equinox. That was just so much fun to do that. And I check on it every once in a while. I'll be out there in the butterfly garden watering my plants and I'm like, oh, make sure it's still there. And it is. So it's so exciting. I can't wait to see how that looks once we get to open that up. It'll be a while from now. I also want to do something like that for the winter, for the solstice. I think that will be a lot of fun as well. Oh no, I did it again. I forgot to go over them. Oops. Okay, well, I just kind of skipped over. Oh, it's because I'm going that way. Maybe instead of back stitch, I need to go that way. I don't know. We'll just see. This time I'll make sure I get all of them pinned down. There we go. No, like that better. Okay. I just got to be more mindful of that while I'm stitching. Probably because I'm talking. Sometimes I'm not very good at talking and doing things at the same time. There we go. Okay, I'm running out of thread. Hopefully, maybe I can make it to the end and get back around to where I started. Try not to pull too tight on these stitches. I think spider webs are so amazing. Especially spiders that make webs like these. They're just a work of art. Especially when you can find one that's completely intact. Oh, they're just beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because I'm about out of yarn, and then I think I'm going to keep going, and I'll just speed it up to some music, and you can watch it come together, and I'll come back at the end once I'm all finished here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do at the end. Okay, I think it could look a lot better, but you know, I really enjoyed this process of working through this, and I learned a lot because as I went, I didn't do, you know, I kind of overlapped these like 2 strings at a time because they were close together. And then I realized as I got out here, it didn't look very good to do this right here. See how I'd split that area? And so then I realized that I really needed to make this in between these lines one straight line. And so that's what I started doing. And I liked that a lot better. And so I still think it looks like a spider web. I enjoy doing it, and that's the whole point of doing this. You know, I'm a beginner working my way through all these embroidery stitches that there are to learn, and trying to incorporate them into something creative. And it's not necessarily an easy thing. Some people make it look so easy, but it's definitely not that easy. Okay, so moving on, I do have some more felt over here. I think I'm going to put behind this so that it'll kind of back it and be one full piece, and it's not just like, you know, empty like this, like where you can see the back. So I think that that's what I'm going to do next. Is I'm going to try to back it with something. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. And I think I really want this crazy silvery metallic-y stuff. I think that's what I want. Let's look at this one though. It's kind of the same, it's just not shiny. And then the black, of course, would look good as well. And that just makes it look a little bit darker. But I think I want the shiny stuff here. Ooh, it's hard to decide. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm just going to cut around it. I'm going to use just regular fabric scissors to do this. And I may just cut around it with it being on here. I need to turn it this way. I could have pinned it down. That probably would have been better, but because it's felt, it kind of sticks, and I don't think it's going to move too much. Just hold it down with my hand and cut it. There we go. And I think that's going to look really cute as a little backing for this. Now I'm going to take some other thread, and I'm going to sew it down to this metallic, felt there. Okay, let's do that next. Okay, I have some black embroidery thread here that I'm going to use to stitch this down. I do want this to be a decorative stitch, and I am using all 6 strands here. I've changed my needle over to, I believe it's a sharps, like a sharp needle. And I'm going to just start in one corner. I'm hoping that will stay in place. Maybe I should pin it. Let's see. Maybe I can pin it somewhere in the middle. Although I kind of don't want to put holes in it. You know, when you put a hole in felt, sometimes it doesn't go back. You can kind of see it. Okay. Moved it a little bit there. I probably could have done it without pinning it, but anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to start on this corner over here. I'm going to go in between this fabric, in between the layers here. And I'm just going to do a running stitch around, or I might just do a back stitch and make it more of a solid. That might be what I do, because I do running stitch a lot. I really want to practice other stitches, so I think that might be what I do. I may do a back stitch along here. I think that would look cute. Uh-oh, I'm getting a knot. No knots, please, no knots. Not yet. I kind of have a long thread here because I wanted to make sure that I had enough to go all the way around. And now that I'm doing a back stitch, I might not have enough to go all the way around. But that's okay. So I'm just going to do it like that. All the way around. Try to keep it as straight as possible. I might take my ruler and draw some lines if I feel like I'm going crooked. There we go. So it's going to look sort of like that. And I think I'll draw some lines on there. I thought the black would have shown up a little bit brighter. It shows up in person. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and complete that around, and then I will come back for the finishing touches. Okay, it's all finished. I think it looks cute for my beginner project. I'll bring it up close so you can see. My back stitching did okay, but sometimes it still went a little bit wavy. I just need more practice, I think. And so there she is. I think it's cute. And then I also went through my Halloween decorations, and I found that I still had some of these like glittery spiders. I bought these, years ago when my daughter was little. I bought some of those, and so I think I'm going to just prop it on here. I might tack the legs down, but I think since it is felt and this is glittery, it kind of sticks. Like, he doesn't really want to fall off. So even if I wanted to hang it up, I think that it would still stay on there. So I think it's really, really cute with a spider on there. It kind of hides some mistakes maybe. I don't know. But here's the fun part. Let's go see if it glows in the dark. I'm going to take him off for now. And I'm going to go find a dark closet and we'll see how it looks in the dark. Okay, you guys, there it is, glowing in the dark. I really like this yarn for specialty projects like this. It's so cool. So I'm sitting here in my closet and it glows, and like I said, I saw it glowing one night when I got up in the middle of the night, and it didn't need to charge or anything. So it's not like you have to put it under light and let it charge up. So this is something you could definitely add to a Halloween costume, or you can make your own Halloween shirt. I think I mentioned that before in the video, and you could wear it in the dark and it would still light up. So I think it's really cool. So if you have any ideas, let me know what you are stitching for Halloween, and let me know how you would use this yarn in your own projects. I would love to hear that because I'm always looking for inspiration and ideas. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.